Hey everyone, it's Shadow from PokeMMO Investments. I've been reading a lot of questions recently from people in Pat's Discord where they ask about the price of certain items. So today we're going to have a short discussion as to what's going on with these limited items. So, first item on the list, I want to talk about the Major Staff. It's the most commonly asked about item that I've read at least, so I wanted to talk about it a little. So if we look up Mage here, there's about 26 out of 50 on the market that are going for under 2 mil. And this is kind of low considering they were going for 3, 4, even 5 mil during the event. So what happened? Well, simply put, two factors: time and timing. Because of the chain of the events we have in PokeMMO, starting with Halloween and ending with the Lunar New Year event, a lot of players spend all of their saved up Pokeyen buying cool cosmetics for each event, buying the loot boxes, and other event related items like particles and whatnot. Because of this, most people just don't have the capital to invest in each and every item that comes out, let alone multiple of each item, especially if they're going for 1, 2, 3 mil Pokeyen a pop. So, yeah, that excludes your average PokeMMO player. And the rich investors who do have that amount of money simply aren't selling their long-term investments because of some market noise. I mean, these are limited items. They're not coming back. They're exclusive to this event. So why would they sell it because the price has gone down? That's silly. They're going to hold on to their investments for 2, 3 years, and then they're going to sell them, half of them, make the investment pay for itself, and they're going to keep the other ones and watch them rise and rise and rise. The other reason is pretty simple, really. Timing. It's simply too new. Not many, if any, have been removed from the game due to natural causes. Stuff like passwords being lost, people quitting and not returning, accounts being banned, all that. This means that the amount available doesn't really help our nice little supply and demand scale that we have, and thus the price is staying low. Personally, I only own one of these staffs because it's important to expose yourself to all the products on the market, since not all of them rise and fall equally, but I just don't have the capital to buy multiple. Overall, I do believe in the item, and I know it'll go up in time, just like everything else will. Another item I want to talk about is a wolf mask. Why is one mask up to 5.5 mil Pokeyen and the other is down to 3.2 mil? They're the same, aren't they? Well, yes, but also no. The market is what decides the price of items. This massive conglomeration of people buying and selling items chooses what it accepts and what it rejects. Generally, the market prefers black, as it goes with a lot of other fashionable items. Now here's the kicker. It doesn't really matter. Over time, both masks will rise at a similar rate. Both masks have the same howl effect. They are both limited time, and the only difference is that the market has made a decision on which it likes best. Same with the Plague Doctor masks. The white mask is going for about 45 mil Pokeyen, while the black mask is sitting very nicely at 78 mil. This doesn't mean that the market can't be wrong, or that you shouldn't invest in the brown werewolf mask. It just means that you will need to wait a little longer to see similar returns. Overall, the best approach is buying one or multiple of each mask and letting them age. They have a really cool design and a really cool animation, and there are plenty of people who will desire this item in the future. The last item I want to talk about are the loot boxes from the recent events. These loot boxes, goodie bags, presents, red envelopes are all the same, really. They have limited time items in them exclusive to that year's event. And while the price of the items inside may slowly rise, the gambler's premium associated with these rises exponentially. In the Magic the Gathering world, we call this the NFG curve, where NFG stands for no fucks given. The older a box is, the less the value of what's inside matters. Generally, in an MMO with limited items that can't be obtained otherwise, the price of the items will slowly go up. If the price of the loot boxes didn't go up with the price of the items inside, it would create something called market arbitrage, where it would become profitable to open the boxes. This is extremely rare, and usually the loot boxes will have a higher percent return per year because of the premium they carry. Overall, They are always a very good investment due to the artificial scarcity the game creates. I am personally invested in some of the loot boxes from this year, as well as a few from last year. Over time, these boxes will go higher and higher in value, especially when newer players who want the expensive items gamble on opening a few loot boxes to get the items cheap, in quotation marks, as well as old and returning players who want a bit of nostalgia. When this starts happening, the supply will decrease. Over time, the demand will increase. It's a pretty simple concept. Now, to add on to the goodie bag subject, or well, the loot box subject, I'd like to look at goodie bags from this year's event. So they bottomed out at, 6, 7, 8K a piece, more or less. And a few months later, they're already up to 16K. Now that's pretty good. But now let's look at the 2020 ones. Would you look at that? They're 47K, and it's just been a year. If you would have got them, say, 10K during the event, you'd be up a very good amount. But let's look at 2019. They're 142K a piece. This is massive. This is an exponential increase. These are super solid investments, and I highly recommend anyone who has extra capital to put it into these boxes. Alright everyone, that's everything for this video. I think I covered most of the topics quite well. If anyone has any questions, anything they want to comment, add on to, any constructive criticism, feel free to leave it in the comments. And yeah, I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.